Hey me ducks, it's Simon here. How's everybody doing? Feels like it's been a while since I've done a pre-recorded video. Yeah, I've done a couple of lives recently. I did the one with Chris on Thursday for our Throwback Thursday, where we looked at the Tower of the She. And then I did my cup of catch-up and cards on Saturday. But I'm here today because you will have seen from the title of the video that the new Seasons of the Witch, must be the season of the witch, Oracle deck is out, and it's the Mabon Oracle. So this is the fourth. I believe the first one was Samhain, and then I think we had Beltane and then Yule, or was it Yule and then Beltane? I can't remember. Now, I'm really pleased that obviously these are coming because we're halfway there now if all 8 of the Sabbats are going to be included. There doesn't seem to be any sort of order to them. I mean, Mabon becomes, you know, is just before Samhain. But I mean, it's been released now, July, and we're kind of still in Letha. We've still got Lunasa or Lunasar, however, you know, that's the thing about the Sabbats. People pronounce them in all different ways, and who's to say what's right and what's wrong. And then, you know, obviously we go into Mabon, and then we have Samhain. So whether the idea is to get them out, you know, a couple of months in advance so we can start looking at them and working with them. I have used them, as you'll have seen in previous videos, during those kind of Sabbat seasons, if you like, for want of a better phrase. But I've kind of waited until, I want to wait till I've got the complete set. And that could be another couple of years or more, maybe 3 years. We tend to be getting probably 2 a year, so 2 years maybe to get these, I'm thinking. But anyway, yeah, part of me just kind of wait until I get the full 8, and then, you know, I've got an Oracle deck collection that I can pull out every 6 weeks or so and change it up. Anyway, I'm really loving the autumnal colours of this deck. They do tend to, if we look at this is the Samhain one. It's got these kind of blood red sides, and they have been well thought out. We look at, I think it's like a green, like a holly green, for the Yule one. Red, gold and greens tend to be the Christmas colour, don't they? And then we have Beltane. I think Beltane was just gold, say just gold, it's a lovely gold. So it looks like we've got this coppery, kind of burnt sienna autumnal colour here with the Mabon deck. So it's by Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz, illustrated by, oh, it's very small. So the illustrator changes because we've got Giada Rose for those 3, and then we've got a new illustrator for let's get my big magnifying glass out, Tijana Lukovic. I think it's Tijana Lukovic illustrator, so a different illustrator this time. So on the back it says, celebrate the autumn equinox with the energy of Mabon and give thanks for the abundance of Mother Earth, both literally and spiritually. Don't know if that's worn. Oh yeah, it's the same on all of them. Yeah, it's got like this kind of fades in and out. And then it says, Mabon honours the earth and is a celebration of balance, equality and harmony. As the wheel of the year comes full circle, Mabon is a great time to set intentions, release tensions and set new personal goals. The cards in this oracle offer intuitive messages rather than invocations. They align with your energy, helping you unlock your inner wisdom with the assistance of powerful spiritual forces. And it's by Rockpool Publishing, and it's 44 cards. I think that's the same with all of them. This first one though is quite a thicker box, so I don't know if you got more in the Samhain one, and the rest, that says 44 cards, but the other two doesn't mention the number of cards. Anyway, let's open it up. Beautiful inside. Again, we've got this nice rusty orange, and we've got the autumn moon here, which is beautiful. I love autumn colours. I really do love autumn colours. You can see on the box we've got this cold stamp in here for the word witch, and the little embellishments in metallic. Lovely, sturdy, matte finish box. Then we have the book, quite a chunky book. And then we have the cards. Oh, and yeah, it's that gorgeous coppery, take the band off. It has damaged a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. That's the problem with these bands. They put them on really tightly, and then we've got a little bit of damage on the card there, on that side. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but they need to think about that when doing packages. Okay, so let's pop the box to one side, have a quick look at the book. We've got little advertisement, glossy cover book, beautiful colour illustrations. Looks like there's quite a bit of text in here, so we'll go to the contents page and see what we get. So we've got an introduction, which is a few pages, Mabon themes and areas of focus for a couple of pages, how to use the cards, Mabon card spreads, and then we've got the cards. Looks like we've got some harvest themed cards, as you'd imagine, as well. And then the introduction, hello again. I like that. So it's, you know, another deck in the series. So it's hello again. It's almost like welcome back. The wheel now turns to Mabon, the beginning of fall. And this deck as well is a great way to really learn about and connect with the Wheel of the Year. I love the Wheel of the Year. I just do. Each Sabbath, and you know, you're not waiting ages for the wheel to turn. You know, every 6 weeks, every 6 to 8 weeks, the wheel turns, and we've got a new Sabbath, and you see the changes. I mean, this is ancient wisdom, isn't it? You know, the Wheel of the Years from our ancestors, right back to the Celts, for certainly these lands anyway. And, you know, being able to see their wisdom as they paid attention to nature, to Mother Earth, and the changing of the times. You know, we just have the 4 seasons now, but when you think about the equinoxes and the solstices and then the cross quarters in between, and those subtle changes with those cross quarters, I love it. So yeah, the wheel now turns to Mabon, the beginning of fall. The Sabbath represents balance, a slower pace, and evaluating your progress. But we also felt a need to highlight the warmth and coziness of autumn days. So we were intentional about focusing more on the darker, richer tones of the fall season. You may have also noticed that many of the cards in this deck are not very pagan specific, which was also an intentional decision. When we first began this series, we did so with a limited understanding of what our 2 souls needed to bring to the world. Neither of us made very much space for our cultural heritage, and we failed to consider modern times along with ancient energies. We still feel very much value to the old ways, but are also interested in making new traditions that are rooted in the ways of our ancestors and yours. Okay, so it's bringing in these kind of modern themes, but, you know, the foundations it's rooted in our ancestors. And that's by Lorraine and Juliet. And then we get Mabon themes and areas for focus, agriculture, and ancestral healing, balance, etc. How to use the card. So you've got keywords and mini messages. As you'll see on the card, you get your keyword, your number, and then your mini message as they're referring to it. And then obviously you've got the book, which will give you greater insights. Daily guidance cards, intention cards, reflection cards, altar cards, great to use during the wheel of the year. I have these little wooden stands, and I have a Sabbath card, and very often, and I'll do it more when I've got the whole set of 8, but you know, to pull a card each day and put it on your altar during that Sabbath is wonderful. Card spreads, as you can see here, quite a few card spreads in the book, and then we go into the cards themselves. So you can see we get quite a nice colour rendition here. Again, you get your keyword, number, and mini message, and then you get one and a bit pages for each of the cards. And that goes then all the way to the back. And then at the very back, we've got bonus material. So there's a QR code here you can scan, and about the illustrator and about the authors. So you've got a bit about Lorraine and Juliet, and about the author. So nice little book, quite flexible as well, and quite springy. I like that. Let's have a sup of coffee. I think pretty much the cardstock is the same throughout all of the decks. They tend to have the same backs. Yeah, it's the same, pretty much the same cardstock. Let's have a look at, I don't want to get these mixed up too much. So they're a lovely, lovely set. And then we've got Samhain. So the colours are pretty close between those two, or this is more of an orange rather than a red. So you can see, I don't want to get the light too blurry on them. So you can see how they really complement each other. In the centre of each back, we've got the same moon, and then we've got these colours that represent the sides as well. It's a really lovely set. Rockpool are really making some great decks. And then the same kind of border with the little stars. Yeah, and then we've got different animals, or we've got hands on these two, bees, birds, etc. Anyway, let's not get these decks mixed up. I'll sort them out afterwards. Let's pop these to one side because we're looking at the Mabon cards for this one. So as I said, nice gilding, as you can see here, beautiful copper. And then we'll bring the camera down and we'll have a look at each of the cards. Okay, so card number 1 is the Apothecary Cabinet. Without practice, without befriending them, they are strangers in your path. I love that. Oh, I love the little fox there. And then, even though it's a different illustrator, I mean, this is going to be lighter because obviously the time of the year, but even though it's a different illustrator, there is a uniformity still. You know, it doesn't jar. Apple of my eye. I'm not going to read all of the little mini messages, as they call them. And they said it's not pagan, but this has got a very witchy feel, especially with the skulls and the candles. And then we have the autumn equinox. Equinox being there's two solstices and 2 equinox. Equinox as in equal, where night and day are at their equal. breath work. Cacao. Making a nice drinking chocolate there. A little owl on the shoulder. Love the little pentacle as well on the necklace. We have campfire. Seeing these images in the smoke. And we have the coming of darkness. All the light is dimming, life is withering at the core. Are you ready? I mean, we really do go into the darker months, don't we, when we enter Mabon, but it's already happening, you know, ever since the summer solstice. The nights are now starting to draw in already, and we're still in July. Corn maze. Love the scarecrow there. Very jack-o'-lantern-ish. We have the coven. I am you and you are me. When we come together, we are all we seek. Cranberries. Do, 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 do. Crow. Darkness falls. Oh wow, that's quite a menacing image, isn't it? Look at the eyes on her chest. Wow. Elderberries. I like the fact that we're having these kind of seasonal fruits and herbs and falling leaves. That's the cover of the box and book. It's beautiful. Fawn. And we have fire cider. Foraging. Love this. There's a lot of detail in these cards. I love the little kind of burrowed out tree here. And this silver fox. Foraging for mushrooms. Got hares and birds and gorgeous. We have Ghost Whisperer. I suppose as we're going into the season of Samhain. Grieving. The chambers of your mourning are surrounded by nothingness, emptiness waiting to be seen. A skeletal figure here with a head with flesh and hair. Oh wow, Harvest Moon, look at that. What an image. Wow, I think this is my favourite card so far, it's beautiful. And then we have Harvest Witch. Haunted House. The things that haunt you are the things you have to let go of. So true. Kitchen Witchery. We have the maple tree. Beautiful maple leaves there. Mead and wine. Now you're talking my language. I love me some mead. I'll be partaking of mead during, well, it'll be Samhain actually by the time I get to Glastonbury. Getting there on the 2nd of November, I think. But I'll be having some mead at the cottage. Molasses or molasses. Mountain cabin. We have peppers. astonishing. It's a spell word there. Pomegranate. Pomegranate. And then we have pumpkin spice and apple cider. Oh, that sounds delicious. Queen of the Dead. Fear not the rage of fire living within, for it is the power of your fierceness waiting to taste you fully. This is awesome, this deck. We have Reaper. Root vegetables. We have Scarecrow. Remember that you are not alone. Move with confidence as you are guided. The beautiful sunflowers, they're wilting. Oh, I love it. Shape-shifting. St. John's wort and marigold. We have the straw bales. Tea magic. We have toad. Observe. For those who watch, see all. I think this is a gorgeous deck. Really, really gorgeous. I know it's quite dark, but that appeals too. We have tobacco. Feed your ancestors, raise the sacred smoke to them, for they are hungry to connect. Not that I'm advocating smoking, because I'm not a smoker and I don't smoke, but I know lots of people do it for ritual purposes as well. Whiskey. Witch's Gathering. Witch's Rosary. That's interesting. We've got this kind of witch's ladder type thing happening here, haven't we? And then we have the final card, which is Wool. You are woven with an embrace, protected, loved, and the familiarity of finally being home. Oh, what a beautiful last card. You are woven with an embrace, protected, loved, and the familiarity of finally being home. Oh, gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful deck. I love this colour gilding. I've seen it on a few decks now. It's appeared on a few Destiny decks as well. Destiny decks. And it really is, I think my old school first edition tarot is the same gilding as this, but really beautiful. So another fantastic deck from the Seasons of the Witch series of decks. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. I haven't seen this yet. Have you received yours? Is it a collection that you're hoping to get all the cards for, all of the decks? And how do you work with them? Do you use them for oracles? Do you use them as altar cards during the Sabbats? I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts below, as always. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'm still eagerly waiting my Deviant Moon purchase, which is the Zama Twins Oracle. So as soon as that comes, I'll be on. But until then, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.